morning, boys and girls. Welcome to the Channel 3 Clubhouse, where you'll find all kinds of fun and special surprises. Now, here's your Clubhouse hostess, Diane.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the Channel 3 Clubhouse. You know, Joanne, this is the first Sunday we've been on the air on.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I like it this way. How are you doing today?
Just great.
You know, this is Joanne Baber, our friend from the Dairy Council in Battle Creek, and whenever she comes, she always makes us good treats to eat and things that'll keep us warm and give us that extra energy we need in the wintertime. Well, today we're going to make something to eat, but it's something unusual, and it's something that we grow all by ourselves.
Yes, we're going to be able to learn how to grow a food ourselves.
All kinds, like plants, you mean?
Uh-huh. Have you ever grown anything?
Well, I have. I've tried, I can tell you that much, but it really never surfaced. They either died halfway through or I never found the seeds again.
Oh, this is going to be quite easy.
Even I can make it?
You can't fail with this.
You know, you brought some pictures of some plants, all different kinds of plants.
Yes.
Why don't we start out today's show by taking a look at the different plants, and maybe we can describe them to all the boys and girls at home.
All right.
Okay? I think the first one is a flower. Oh,
Isn't that
there
beautiful?
it is. Now, we couldn't grow something like this outside right now because it's too cold.
It's pretty cold.
Yeah. But what we're going to grow is something indoors, and that's the key, indoors.
Right.
Okay, now let's take a look at the next flower that you brought. And you know, flowers are pretty important because, look, for instance, this one, it's giving food to the butterfly.
Yes, right. So a lot of people eat plants, and a lot of animals eat plants, and insects, like a butterfly, eats plants, eats food off plants.
And plants are pretty important to us as humans, aren't they?
They are. They really are very important for us.
What's the most important thing about the plants?
Well, I guess the most important thing is that plants make up one of the food groups, and we get lots of vitamins, especially A and C from plants. Mm-hmm. And so they're very good for us.
Then there's also the bit about our oxygen, and or they give us our oxygen and we give them their carbon dioxide.
That's right. So we cooperate with plants.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you brought some more pictures along. This next one is my favorite, and if we go outside right now, we can see these.
Oh, yes.
Aren't these the evergreens?
Mm-hmm. They grow all the time, even when it's this cold.
All year round. Okay, and let's see, what's the next picture about? I think a whole garden of flowers and things.
Right. And
Boy.
some of the boys and girls maybe have a flower garden in the summer, but it's a little bit too early to think about that yet.
Yeah, I don't think we would get very far. I don't think
so.
my garden would ever look that pretty.
No.
And we've got one more picture, and this is a garden which kind of relates to what we're going to do today. We're going to grow a vegetable here at the clubhouse and something that we can eat. And before we do that, we're going to meet the boys and the girls. And then we come back. You're going to teach us how to make the bean sprouts, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Okay, so you sit around here, and we'll meet you back in a little while.
All right.
Okay? In the meantime, let's all go on over here. We've got lots of kids to meet today. And who's our first guest this morning?
Yalen.
How are you today, Yalen?
Good.
Have you ever planted a garden?
No.
How about those pictures? Have you ever planted anything like that, your parents or anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah? What sorts of things? If you had a garden right now, what sorts of things would you like to see in there?
Carrots.
You like carrots? Those are good for your eyes. At least that's what they say. All right, thanks, Yalen. And who's over here?
Andy.
And Andy, happy birthday to you. How does it feel to be 4 years old? Is it kind of fun? Are you happy it's your birthday? Well, good. I'm glad you came to see us today. And who's our next friend?
Jennifer.
And Jennifer, if you had a garden growing, what would you like to see growing in it?
Plants.
What kind? Anything?
Carrots.
Carrots, maybe some pretty flowers?
Yeah.
Okay, and we got the right idea. And who's this?
Michelle.
And Michelle, what would you like to plant in your garden?
Carrots.
Oh, 3 carrots. What else can we plant? I can think of all sorts of things. Trish, can you come up with something else?
Tomatoes.
That's a winner. And what do we eat tomatoes with? What sorts of things do you eat with your tomatoes? How about a salad?
Salad.
Do you eat tomatoes in your salad?
Sometimes.
They're good for you too, aren't they? Very good for you. Okay, and who's this?
Christy.
And we have another birthday guest here. And how old's Christy?
Gray.
3 years old. And how does it feel to be 3? You like it? Christy, have you ever planted a garden? Have you ever helped your mom and dad plant their garden?
No.
No? What are some of the things you'd like to see growing in your garden? We have carrots so far, and Trish gave us tomatoes, and you know, I really like corn. I think I'd like to see some corn growing in mine. Do you have a favorite vegetable you like to have growing in yours? What would that be? Do you like beans? Green beans? Those are kind of fun to grow, too. And who's this?
Jessica.
And Jessica, what's your answer? What kind of answer would you like to give me?
I don't know.
You can't think of anything you like to see in your garden? What about lettuce? Do you think you could grow a good head of lettuce? I'll have to give it a try next summer. And who's this?
Amy.
And what about Amy? Have you ever grown a garden?
Mm-mm.
No? If you could, what would you like to see growing in it?
Corn.
You like the corn? And what sorts of things do you eat with your corn?
Potatoes.
Mm-hmm. You know, my favorite's corn on the cob. Isn't that delicious? Put lots of butter on it. Oh, boy. And who's on the end over here?
Gabe.
Gabe, you look like a farmer. Are you a farmer?
No.
Would you like to be one someday?
I think.
I wonder if that would be pretty hard work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think you'd like most about being a farmer?
Well,
How about growing all of those vegetables and being able to eat them for dinner that same day?
yes.
Does that sound like fun to you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in a few minutes, like I said, Joanne Baber's going to give us a few tips, and we can be our own little farmer. Nothing extravagant, but it's kind of fun to grow something in the middle of winter. And who's down here on the end?
Jason.
And Jason's 4 years old, aren't you? Jason, have you ever planted a garden? Never? In your whole 4 years, you've never planted one garden? Would you like to grow a garden someday? And what kind of vegetables would be growing in there?
Corn.
You'd like to see some corn? How about flowers?
Yeah, I love flowers.
A few flowers, maybe some sunflowers? Would that be fun? It would be pretty, that's for sure. And who's over here?
And
And Ann's our third birthday guest at the Channel 3 Clubhouse. And can you tell everybody at home how old you are?
I'm going to be 5 years old.
5 years old. Well, happy birthday to you, Annie. And who's this?
Danielle.
Oh, and another birthday guest here. Danielle, how old are you? 4? Have you ever planted a garden? Would you like to someday? And what would I see growing in your garden? What sorts of things?
Plants.
Lots of plants? Any kind of special plants that you'd like to eat? Any kind of vegetables? Nothing? Okay. She just had that big garden like we saw that last picture. And who's our little friend over here? Who is this? Boys and girls, does anybody know who he is? Is this our friend Tom? Yes, it is. And let's see how old he is. Oh, I think he's 3 or 4. I can't really read it. Well, nice to see you today, Tom. And who's next to him over here? Who's this?
Stephanie.
And Stephanie, can you tell everybody how old you are?
4.
Have you ever grown a garden?
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, I should say planted a garden, not grown a garden. Have you ever planted a garden? And what sorts of things were growing in it?
Carrots.
Carrots. And what else?
Potatoes.
Oh, that's another one. Carrots and potatoes. And what else?
Salad.
Listen to this. Salad and lettuce and tomatoes and green peppers and all those good things. Very good. And who's our friend over here in the red?
Lindsay.
And how about you, Lindsay?
No.
You've never planted a garden?
No.
Would you like to be a farmer someday?
No.
No? I wonder what it would be like to be a farmer. Do you have any idea?
No.
Can't think of anything? Oh, okay. I'll go with that, I guess. And who's this?
Becky.
And how about you, Becky?
Hey.
You're 3 years old? Would you like to grow a garden someday? And what sorts of vegetables would I find growing in that?
Popcorn.
Oh, she wants to be a popcorn farmer. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Good for you, Becky. I hope it turns out someday.
I like corn, too.
And who's our last friend over here?
Darcy.
And Darcy, you have a birthday button on. Boy, that's 5 birthdays in the same day. How old are you now? And you're 5 years old. My goodness. What do you want for your birthday?
A plate.
A plate? A plate. A plate of what? Plate of anything?
Strawberries.
Oh, a plate of strawberries? Oh, I've never heard about it for a birthday present before. Well, if you get it, let me know how it is, okay?
Okay.
Well, does everybody feel like watching a cartoon? Beans are these?
These are called mung beans, and they're just little green beans.
Mung beans.
Mung.
M-U-N-G-B. And where do you get these from?
Oh, you can get them in a regular grocery store. You can get them in a health food store.
Oh, just little tiny green beans. Look like pellets. Okay, I'll put all of these in here.
Right. It's not very many, but it doesn't take... And you'll see the reason for the cheesecloth.
Just like a normal piece of cheesecloth?
Yes.
Kind of,
Right.
Okay. I'll put that over this, like
over the top.
so.
And put the ring around the jar.
This is a mason jar?
Yes, or any jar. If you didn't have a jar that a ring would fit, you could use a rubber band around there.
Just like that. It's kind of tight, so if you hit it.
Okay, now we're going to put water on
What's
this.
next? Oh, pour right through the cheesecloth.
Pour water, and then when we're
look at
working
them all.
with these later on, we don't ever have to take this lid off till we're ready to serve the beans, because it would be hard to get them all back in there. So we're going to let this set with water on them overnight, and then we'll just keep rinsing them off with water once or twice a day. Put them in a warm, dark place. Even in a kitchen cupboard is a very good spot. And in about 3 or 4 days, you have bean sprouts to eat.
Really?
Yes, that's all.
And they come out looking like this.
Right, now these have grown.
Look at that.
These haven't grown as much as they could grow. They'll fill this jar up, and those are almost ready to eat, but we can let them grow a day or two more.
Okay, how long have these been growing?
They've been growing since, since Tuesday, actually.
Tuesday? Okay, so just a few days. Now, we've done this today, Sunday morning, so maybe by Wednesday or Thursday, if you do yours this morning like we have done, they'll be ready by Wednesday or Thursday? Okay, and it'll be more than this, maybe twice the size.
Oh, yes, they should fill the jar. And then when they grow, they look like little sprouts. They actually are.
Yeah.
Little sprouts. And
here, I can put some on my hand.
Right.
Let's take a closer look at these.
See how they look.
Now, the dark green is the hull, right?
And you could eat the hull if you want to, but you can rinse those off later on. The hulls all come to the top if you put those in water. They're real crunchy.
Yeah, I'm tasting them right now. It's very crunchy.
Real crunchy.
What's the thing? You grew these all by yourself.
Oh, yes, and it's quite easy to do. And you could use other kinds of seeds, too, if you wanted to.
Let's take a look at, you brought some different kinds of seeds here. Of course, we have the seeds that we just got through growing with the mung beans.
Right,
These
those
are the
are the
mung
mung
beans down there.
And
what do we have over here?
Those are, that's
Wheat?
wheat, and you could sprout wheat, and wheat's very good to use in salads and on sandwiches, too.
Okay, and this says what?
And we see that a lot on salad bars. That's alfalfa.
Alfalfa.
And alfalfa sprouts. Just takes about a tablespoon to fill a jar in 3 or 4 days.
Just with alfalfa or with everything?
With alfalfa.
Really?
They grow really fast.
And this is a radish seed.
Radish seeds, and those can be sprouted, too, and all of those seeds really taste good when they're sprouted.
And they're great on